Hello and welcome to the 23rd video in the PHP e-commerce series. My name is Curtis and this is Free Skills. And this video should be fairly short and sweet. We're going to go ahead and add some things to our navigation here. We're going to go and create a logout and a change password file. So let's just jump right in here and let's go to our code here. And I've opened our navigation within our admin includes. And what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and add, I'm going to copy this. While we're in here, let's go ahead and add our users PHP here and users. Okay, what's really cool, if I save this out now and I refresh the page, you can see users here, not a big deal. But what's actually really cool is I can now, since we actually have a function in place to check if someone has permission, we can just do an if statement here and use this syntax here. And what we'll do, close that end if here. Alright, so what we want to do is only show this users tab if a user has permission. So if has permission, and we want to know if they have admin permissions. Okay? So if I refresh this now, it's still there. But if I go and remove this admin from my database, you can see that it doesn't show up. So not only can I keep them from navigating here manually, I can also not have it show up in the menu. So if I just go now and add this admin back, refresh the page, users is here, and now I can navigate to the users page. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I'm going to do here is I want to go back here and we're going to add another list item. We're going to give it a class equal to dropdown. Okay. And close that list item here. And then we're going to give it a link this time, and we're not going to send it anywhere, so we're just going to put a hash here, and we're going to use class equals drop down toggle, and then we're going to do data toggle equals drop down. Alright, and then we're going to close our link here, and we're going to put hello, and then what we're going to do here is echo out user data first. Okay, and then we'll concatenate, well, we can just do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a span tag here. Let's just go ahead and drop this down. We add a span tag. We're going to give it a class equal to caret. I'm going to put anything in that span tag. Let's take a look at that now and see what we have. So now we have this hello Curtis with a little drop down caret, and that Curtis is being drawn from that user data that we set up because I'm logged in. Alright, so next what I can do is in addition to that anchor tag in this li, I want to put a ul here. Okay. Now this ul is going to have a class equal to drop down menu, and we'll give it a role equal to menu. Okay. And then we're going to put all of our sub menus in here. So then we can just say li a href. The first one we'll do is a change password.php, which we haven't created yet. And we'll just put change password. And then the next list item that we want here we're going to do a logout.php, which we also haven't created yet. Okay, so then we're just going to put log out. So if I refresh the page now, there's drop down, and now we have change password and log out. Okay, so this logout file is going to be really simple. All we need to do, let's just go ahead here in the admin area, and we're going to create a new file. We're going to call it logout.php. And what we want to do, let's just open up our login file. We're going to go ahead and we don't need to include the head or anything. Let's just include this init file here. Okay. Just go down a few lines and close PHP. So the only thing we're going to have to really do here is, the first thing we want to do is unset our session. So we'll do unset $_session, and remember that session name for me, was SB user. So it's going to unset that session, and then all we need to do is do a header, and we will location, and we'll take them back to the login PHP when they log out. Okay, so very little logic here. So let's see if that works. If I go now and go to logout, it takes us to the login now. So now if I just test this to make sure, if I just test this and make sure we don't have a file called that, said you must be logged in to access that page. What I'm going to do actually is, let's clean that up a little bit. Let's go to the index, and here I actually don't want to run this login errors redirect because I don't want to have that session flash if they're coming from the index page. Get rid of that login error, and in this one file, let's go ahead and do a header, location, and then login.php. The reason we're doing that on this file is because if I just type in admin and I haven't logged in yet, I wanted it to take me to the login page without giving me an error the first time I go there. So that's just the way I'm going to get around that. So that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and log back in now. Alright. And so now we have our log out completed. So let's do our change password now. The change password is going to be really easy as well. So I can close this log out. We don't need that anymore. We don't need navigation, and we don't need index. I'm going to leave login open because we're going to copy this file. But in admin, so create a new file, and we'll call it change_password.php. And we'll go back to login, and I'm going to select everything and copy it over to here. And we're just going to change this file because not too much has to change for us to change our password. What I do need to do is add our check up here, and we need to be logged in to do this. So let's just say if not is logged in. Okay, then we're going to do our login error redirect function. Okay, so we have that done now. We don't need these email. Okay, so what I want to do is grab that hashed password from the database. So in order to do that, I'm just going to create a variable called hashed, and I'm going to make that equal to our user data. And we have access to this because we created it in our init.php and the user is logged in. So now we can just get the password. Okay? So this password, I'm just going to copy this. We're going to set up another one. We're going to call it in all of these instances before password, we're going to call it confirm. Okay. So then we also need to copy this one last time, and we need to get before all the password instances. Oops, damn it. We're going to say old password. Okay, so we're going to need 3 fields in this, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this style tag on this page, and we're going to keep this login form here. And in the form, let's see what we got. Let's go down and change our form real quick. So instead of login, we're going to say change password, and in the action, we're just going to send this back to change password.php. Right here, instead of email, we're going to change this to old password, and we'll change all these to old underscore password, and we'll change the variable to old underscore password as well. Okay, we'll leave password, that's all the same, and then we'll copy this. Okay, and this one we're going to call all of this confirm, and we'll change this to confirm, and then we'll say confirm new password, and then just here where it says new password, we're just going to say new password. Okay, and right here we have a submit button. We're also going to add just an href. We'll say index.php class equals button default. Okay, and we're going to say cancel. Okay, let's take a look at that page now. So if I click here and go to change password, here we are. Let's see. So we have old password, new password, and confirm password. So now that our form's set up, all we need to do is do form validation. Okay, so here we need to check if old password, and we want to check if empty $_ underscore post. We'll call this one was called confirm. Okay, so if all 3 of those, if any of those 3 are empty, you must fill out all fields. Okay, so now we don't need this validate email any longer because we're not using an email. Password, we're still going to go ahead and make sure it's more than 6 characters. Let's see, because that's the new password. This check if email exists in database, we don't need to do that. what we do need to do, let's go ahead and check. Let's check if new password matches confirm. Okay, so that one's easy. So we're just going to say if password does not equal confirm, then we're going to add to the errors array, and we're going to say the new password and confirm new password does not match. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is this password verify. We're going to use this still, but here we're going to say old password, and we're going to, this user password here, we're just going to match this up with hashed. Okay, so if the old password they enter matches hashed, that's what we want. If it does not verify that, then we're going to say the password let's see, your old password does not match our records. Okay, so we've checked character length, we've checked if the password and the confirm matches for the new password, we've checked let's see, all the other things right here in log user in, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to say change password. Okay, so let's just try some of this out here. If I say old password and I get that wrong, okay, we need to, down in our form, you guys probably caught this, but this needs to be changed to password for a type, and type needs to be changed for password here as well. So all three of these need to have, the inputs need to have type of password, obviously. So let's refresh that. So if I put in the wrong password here, hit login, it says you must fill out all fields. Password must be at least 6 characters because it was blank, and your old password does not match our records. So let's go ahead and make the old one match the records. Let's make the new password it's at least 6 characters, but let's make the last one not match. Okay, it says the new password and confirm new password do not match, so let's make those match. Alright, so that all validated, and we know that that worked. So what I want to do is, in that situation, we just need to change the password. So in order to change a password, we have most of what we need on the page. So what we're going to do is we are going to do db query, okay, and in here we're going to do update users set password equal to hashed. Now hashed is oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we do need to create a new password hash here. So up here at the top here, we're gonna say new hashed equals password hash, and the parameters we need to pass it are password, and then we'll say password underscore default. Okay, so that gives us the new hashed. So then here we're going to say this is actually supposed to be new hashed. Okay, needs to be in single quotes as well. Okay, and then we have to say where, and this is important, where ID is equal to, and then we have our user data available to us. So just to make this, I'm going to create up here user ID. We're going to say user ID is equal to user underscore data ID. Okay, so then where ID is equal to user ID. Alright, so that'll update the database with our newly hashed password. Then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set a session. Okay, and the session is going to be called success flash. We're going to set that equal to your password has been updated. Okay. Then the last thing we want to do is redirects. We'll say header location, and we're going to redirect them to index.php. Okay. So let's try that out. If I refresh the page now, and I put in my old password, I put in my new password, and everything validates in the form, it redirects me and says, well, my message, I'm forgetting my R there, but your password has been updated. So let's just go ahead and fix that before I forget. There we go. Your password has been updated. So let's go ahead and log out now and try that again. Try to log in. Okay, and for password, I'll put in my new password that I just changed it to, and it logs me in. What happens now if I try to use my old password? Okay, I'm going to use my old one. That the password does not match our records. Please try again. So obviously the new password has been updated in the database, and we could see that right here. Here's our old password. If you watch closely, I'm going to hit browse, and that's going to change. Okay, so that's the new password here. You can, the salt and everything's different. So this is the new password. Alright, so it's just kind of a quicker video. I'm going to go ahead and log out here. So now in this video we gave ourselves the ability to log out, and we also gave our ability to change our password. And what's really cool is we have in our helpers a function that allows us to do checks. So now we can check if a user has certain permissions, and then we can display things in the navigation. And let's just go ahead and take a look at that really quickly. So go to my helpers.php. See this has permission. I can use checks, and I can use this in multiple parts of my well, any part really of my application. Now I can use has permission or is logged in, and we can decide what to actually show the users or allow the users to go to based upon these helper functions that we've created. Alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed the series up to this point. We're almost done with the user end of the admin area. In the next video, what we're going to do is go ahead and display our users in a table and have the ability to delete the users, and we're going to have the ability to create new users as well. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, or rather, I guess I look forward to recording the next video and then you guys watch it, because I won't really see you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series so far. If you have, please comment, like, and subscribe, and if you wouldn't mind, even share this if you know someone who could possibly benefit from learning to program. So anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice night.